everyone. My name is Esmeralda. Welcome back to the Festival Voice. I want to give a warm welcome to the incredible DJ Peachy Keen that's joining us today. She is
Hi.
crowned the champion of the Arizona Goldrush DJ Competition in 2021, and she's known for the electrifying bass house beats and her ability to seamlessly blend in elements from across all the house spectrum. So I'm really excited to hop in on this chat and then just, get to know her a little bit better. Let's go ahead and give it up for DJ Peachy Keen. Woo!
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you. I really appreciate you taking the time to, hang out with us today. And then hopefully by the end of this, we can have a little better understanding of you, your music, and then all of the listeners just to get to know you a little bit better.
Yay.
Awesome.
I'm
So,
excited.
without further ado, we can go ahead and start with a bit of your background. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and your journey as a female artist in our local music scene?
Yeah, sure. So I kind of just started DJing during the pandemic for fun. Just kind of stuck at home, didn't really have anything else to do. And then I've always been a big fan of music festivals and stuff. And I started becoming friends with some of the other local DJs and seeing them playing shows and stuff. And it really inspired me. So that's when I submitted a mix to the 2021 Gold Rush DJ competition. And I wasn't even chosen as one of the finalists at first. I ended up being kind of a runner up and someone couldn't make it. And so like last minute they were like, "Oh, you're part of the competition." And so I hurried up and like made a set. It was my third time ever playing in front of a crowd. It was so much fun and like the craziest adrenaline rush ever, but anyways, I ended up winning that competition and playing on the main stage at Gold Rush. And ever since then, I just have basically fallen in love with like the community and being on stage. It's an unmatched feeling. It's just so much fun. So I just kind of stuck with it ever since then, and recently kind of started making my own music. So I'm really excited to see where that goes.
Awesome. I know that you are a absolute powerhouse. You are your own boss. You not only make music, but you're also a fitness instructor. Um, what really made you become interested in pursuing music?
I've always loved music. Growing up, I played the flute, I played the harp, I played the piano. So I grew up liking music. I was a dancer, so I mean, it just kind of made sense. I never really thought I would ever be a DJ or music producer because when I started college, I was super into fitness and working out, and I thought that that's what I wanted to do. But then I realized that that's more of a hobby and it's not something that I want to do every day, all day, full time. But music is like, even in college, I would be on SoundCloud looking for music for hours and hours and hours instead of doing my homework. And so, like, now looking back, like, it just totally makes sense, to pursue something in music because it's something that I actually really enjoy doing.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, you're great at it. I've seen this girl so many times on stage, and it's such a vibe. She has such energy when she's up there performing. It's
Yeah,
it's
we've known each other for a while.
we have. It's been a really long time now, and I'm like so happy to see you, have grown and blossomed into the woman that you are today. So I'm really, really,
Oh,
um,
thank you.
aw, I'm super, super proud of you. Um, as a female artist, have you encountered any unique challenges or even opportunities in the industry?
I feel like this question comes up a lot. It's definitely a male dominated industry. I think everyone can agree. When you look at festival lineups and like there's been some shows or lineups where I'm the only female, and so it's like it's like, oh, that's really cool, but also like I wish there were more females because you're in a room with like all these guys. You know, so it can be challenging to, you know, break through that kind of like male boundary that there is. You know, but there also have been opportunities with it as well, because sometimes people have like an all female lineup, or, you know, they're looking specifically for a female to have some diversity. So I know I've noticed that there's a lot more emails kind of breaking through now, and, you know, artists like Alice in Wonderland and Nostalgics and Blossom, like they're huge inspirations to me. I think that they've gone so far. They play huge stages at festivals, and yeah, I just definitely aspire to be like them.
Yeah. I know that recently DJ Diesel Shack did a like an all women's lineup. I thought that was super cool. Um, do you feel
Yeah.
some sense of responsibility to empower other female artists and audiences through your music and performances?
Yeah, I think so. And like I think that all is kind of connected with my brand. Like Peachy Keen is just like super fun and flirty and bubbly,
Peachy.
and like I think that it like I, you know, like I also like try to tie in like fashion and stuff like that, and I think that I try to inspire, you know, women to just kind of like be themselves. And, you know, if you want to pursue DJing, like try to figure out like, you know, a brand and kind of like a vision for yourself, and just kind of roll with that. And I think if you make sure that you're standing out enough,
Right.
um then you'll succeed.
Yeah, of course. In that sense, how does a female artist navigate gender dynamics or stereotypes within the music community? I've ran into where, I've met artists or just women in general that want to be producers and artists and make music, but as you say, they coming into this male dominated field to where they're like, oh, should I not do it? So how do you really navigate those gender dynamics or stereotypes?
I feel like there's like kind of gender dynamics in a lot of career paths, like, you know, corporates and stuff like that. Like you see CEOs and presidents, and like it's usually a male,
Right.
and so, you know, it can be challenging, but I am just really passionate about it, and I think that women can have the same, you know, amount of passion and you know, talent for something as men. So even if it hasn't been done by a woman yet, you know, there's you can be the first. So I say just go for it.
Just go for it. I agree.
Just go for
You just
it.
gotta go for it. If you want to do it, go do it. Oh, no, I
Yeah,
agree.
and like honestly, when I first started DJing, I am not gonna lie, I doubted myself for sure. Like I was like, there's no way I can do this. Like, look at these DJs on stage. Like I can't even, like there's no way. And now that I'm doing it, I'm like, I can't believe I doubted myself. Like you just have to really work for it and believe in yourself.
Facts, facts. And then you just keep working hard and creating new music. I love that. Um, for collaboration support systems, have you collaborated with other local artists? And how does that influence your music?
Yes. So I've definitely kind of worked, you know, with my most of my friends that do DJing producing. I've had them over, or they've gone to my, or I've had them over, or I've gone to their place, and we either kind of share what we're working on, or we work on songs together. I have a couple tracks with Not Yours that are finished, and we've been playing those out, and some other people that we've kind of been working on sending projects back and forth. Nothing's totally completed yet, but it's very inspiring to work with other people, because you get to see kind of their workflow, and maybe they're doing something that you didn't know about, or they're doing something a little bit more efficient than you.
Mm-hmm.
But it can also be more challenging, because sometimes maybe you're not on the same page, or you don't agree on something. So
Different
I think it's
styles.
very fun. What?
I say there's different styles.
Exactly. Yeah. And even like, you start working on something and then you wait a couple days and you re-listen and you're like, wait, like I don't like that. Like, let's change it. So I really enjoy collabs a lot. I think I there's a lot to take away from working with other people, and it's more fun than working alone, but I do like producing alone as well.
Awesome. I know we talked a little bit about, what you do aside from music producing, etc. I'm sure that a lot of people who are aspiring artists or want to follow down this path, um, have their own jobs. It's hard to juggle, the day to day life and, staying physically, mentally healthy. And on top of that, making time for your family and friends. And on top of that, making time for your music. So,
Yeah.
how do you balance your music career with other aspects of your life, such as like work or family? And have you faced any challenges in finding this balance? And how do you overcome it?
It's definitely challenging, especially because for me specifically, and I think this is similar to a lot of artists, when you sit down and start working on music, it's like you go into like a wormhole, and then it's 5 hours later and you're like, oh my god, like I'm running late for this, or like I don't want to stop working on music. So finding time is hard because you can't really get a lot done in like 30 minutes, especially if you're new. I'm lucky. I work for myself, and so I make all my own hours. I definitely recommend that. I know that's not, ideal for everybody, but I do real estate and I do fitness, so I make my own hours. And because fitness is something, it's like a part-time job for me. It's easy for me to incorporate working out. And then I just like eating healthy. So luckily I love salads. So I think the balance is very important. Um, you know, it's like going to the gym. Getting there is the hardest part. You're already there, then you do your workout. Like a lot of times when you're stuck in a writer's block, like getting into Ableton is the hardest part. And then once you're in there, like I said, I'm usually in there for hours on end. So I think just prioritizing, um, what things are most important to you, and prioritize those things, and then everything else comes after.
It's great advice. I know. I'm like it's hard. I mean,
Thanks.
and I think every time that
It is
I've
hard.
yeah, every time that I've spoken to like other artists, big or small, I feel like that is a communal, you know, kind of thing that everybody has to deal with because a lot of them have their jobs aside from music producing, and I know that it can
Mhm.
become a little bit overwhelming. So, having like other people that maybe other music producers can relate to or like take from you, and kind of like incorporate it into their own life or their own routine can definitely be helpful. So, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I know, like, and I just thought of this, like, specifically for me, like, I love going out. I get FOMO like no other. Like,
Me
I
too.
feel like I'm missing out. Yeah, like, I feel like I'm missing out if I have like one friend that's out and like I'm at home. But I've really kind of like cut back on drinking, and like when I go out, like I won't drink as much and I'll come home earlier, and I'm, getting better sleep because of that. And so I know partying in the DJ scene kind of go hand in hand, but like taking a step back from partying and going out so much has really helped, my creative process, and helping me get into Ableton more and producing more. I know it's hard because you want to go out and network, but you have to find that balance.
For real, yeah. Um, you have some music releases or collabs up and coming at the end of the year. So, I think that we're going to be expecting those soon. The year is going to fly by.
Yeah, I do have tracks that are completed. I'm not releasing anything quite yet. I'm not in a rush, and I'm really excited to release, but I just want to make sure that I'm totally ready and I have all the knowledge I can about releasing music because there's a lot that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also starting an artist development program in July. So I know I'm going to learn a lot through that too. And so I'm going to plan my releases after that. But I definitely want to release music before the end of the year. I want to share what I've been working on with everybody. So that's the
Ooh,
plan.
we're excited. You're doing
I'm
the
so excited.
Cosmic Academy, right?
I am doing Cosmic Academy. Yeah.
What is that for those of us who don't know?
Oh, it's an online artist development program. And so they teach you about making music as far as like sound design, organization of your tracks, mixing, mastering, basically any questions that you might have. They'll have answers, but you want to have some sort of experience working on music before you start the program. They, you know, you want to have like some tracks that are done and stuff like that. And they also help you with learning how to like reach out to record labels about signing your tracks and
Oh,
stuff like that. Like something that like I've never learned because I just that's not something that you learn in school unless you're going to music production school. So
yeah.
basically like everything that they're offering is something that I feel like I'm lacking. And so that's why I decided to join and I'm really excited about it.
Ooh, so this is like level up for Peachy Keen.
It is a level
Yeah.
up. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be so much
Ding.
more knowledgeable after this course. I wish it was starting now. Unfortunately, there's such a high demand that I didn't get in until the July class, but um,
Oh,
I'm
well,
stoked.
for those of you who are starting your musical journeys, possibly something to look into.
Yeah, if you have questions, you can reach out to me, and I can kind of give you like the lowdown of what I know, and then they have like a website too with
For a low, low
the
cost
about
of
them.
$99.99. I'm just kidding. You did play recently a couple shows. Let's talk about that. You played Decadence, which was for New Year's, Arizona.
Hmm.
And then you also recently played a couple of other festivals.
Yes.
Give
So
us the
I played.
deets.
So I played Decadence day one in Arizona. I played on the second main stage. It was definitely the biggest crowd I've ever played for. It was kind of crazy when I started. There wasn't anyone there because I opened the festival, and then by the end, I don't even know how many people were there, but the entire tent was full. I just remember
Ooh.
looking up and being totally shocked. It was crazy. So that was so much fun. I debuted my original my first actually two of my original tracks, my brand new visuals, and then I also had some shufflers on stage, and we did a shuffle dance that I choreographed. So
I
that was
saw
super
that.
fun. It was so much fun. I literally like can't even get over it. It was so much fun. And then and then the Phoenix Warehouse project is something new that's Relentless Beats just brought to Phoenix. It's shows that they're doing at this warehouse, which is really fun. It's something that's different. I like big cities like Miami and LA have been having these warehouse projects, and they're so much fun, and it's kind of trendy. And so I'm super happy that we're bringing that to Phoenix. So I played the first Phoenix Warehouse project at the same day that I played McDowell Mountain Music Festival, which is a super great nonprofit music festival. They raise money for charities in Phoenix. So that was a really fun weekend. I got to play both of those shows in one day. And yeah.
You also played in Mexico recently.
I did. Oh my God.
You
Yes, I
did. You
did
played in
play in
Mexico.
Mexico too. That was a ton of fun. That was another, so Splashdown, it's another charity run event. So raise money for charity there too. And that was my third time playing Spring Break in Mexico. So that
Oh,
was, yeah, we always have a blast down there. Hopefully they do it again next year. Um, yeah, it
that
was
looked
super
like a
fun.
lot of fun. It looked like there was quite a good turnout of people and just like spring break, Mexico. Like what?
Spring break forever. I'm almost 30 and I'm still going on spring break. So don't
Speaking
ever stop
about
having
spring,
fun.
you have a spring tour coming up. Phoenix, LA, Vegas. What's going to go down there? Do we have dates?
So I'm doing San Diego, not LA,
Oh,
but
okay.
I might add LA. It's just not finalized yet. But yeah, I'm playing in Phoenix. I'm playing in Tempe. I'm playing in Las Vegas. I'm playing in San Diego, and I'm playing in San Francisco. And there's a couple other
Ooh.
places I hope to add too, but those are the ones that are solidified. And I'm gonna be posting the dates, but it's April, May, June. So I'm super excited to
Of this
be kind
year.
of traveling.
This year?
It's this year,
Next
yeah.
month?
It's this, yeah.
Oh my
It's happening.
God.
It's happening like
It's
now.
happening
So
right now, you guys.
yeah,
Wow.
so I'm really excited to travel. I've played, California and Mexico, but I'm really excited to travel and play some other new cities. Hopefully, make some new fans, and obviously, anyone from Arizona is, welcome to come along with. Just reach out, and I can give you the details.
Yeah. Um, since you were talking about Arizona, I know that our our support group of people that a lot of us, depend on. You have a lot of friends that produce music, that you guys do music together. How does that influence your style, your music? How does that influence like how you feel supported by your friends and like people that are closest to you?
Um, Oh, that is a loaded question.
Yeah.
I have like it's funny because I have like my group of friends from college who don't really go to like EDM events. So, but we hang out, we have so much fun and we do like trips and stuff like that. And then I have my other really close group of friends who we've all kind of like we all kind of like met at different events and slowly became just like this group. And most of us DJ and most of us have slowly started producing. And it's crazy because we all have different styles. Like there's like tech house, bass house, trap, dubstep, a little bit of techno, drum and bass. Like it's crazy. So it's really inspiring to have friends that are, really going after like what they want versus like what might be like trending in,
Yeah.
the dance scene at the moment. But I have, either produced music or mixed with, all of my friends, and it's a lot of fun. We used to have house parties during the pandemic, and we would all do like these massive B2Bs for hours, and it's just like so much fun. And yeah, I definitely recommend if you're an artist, I definitely recommend like finding other friends who do something similar because that way, you're learning from them and, also we all go to each other's shows all the time and we're all like in the front screaming. Like it's just so great having that support system.
Yes. I can attest. I've been there. Everyone does in fact scream.
Literally, it's like it's so fun seeing your friends in the crowd like hyping you up. It's like no better feeling.
How has your music evolved over time and how do you see yourself growing as an artist in the future? And can you share any significant moments or milestones in your music career that have really impacted you personally?
Yes. So, how's my music evolved? When I first started going to festivals, like 8 or 9 years ago, Eyes on Fire, like the Eyes on Fire remix by Zed's Dead is the first song that I was ever just thinking, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, I just love these. Like there's people that like listen to music because of the lyrics, and there's people that listen to music because they like weird sounds. And like,
That's me.
I'm like the weird sounds type. And that's kind of when I realized it. Like I had never heard anything like that before. And so Zed's Zed's kind of what got me into music, into like the dance scene. And I started liking bass music a lot. And then I kind of graduated into house and then whatever. But bass house is kind of like my favorite, just kind of like the mixture of like, you know, just like those dirty, grimy sounds, but like it's a house, you know, beat.
Yeah.
So when I started producing, house is kind of what I started with, but it's kind of funny because sometimes I'll be working on a house song and it'll just like turn into something else. Like I made a drum and bass song. I started working on a techno song the other day. So it's crazy how things can just kind of happen. But house is where is where my focus is right now. I don't know if you asked another question that I didn't answer. I feel like I started rambling.
That's okay. The question was, can you share any significant moments or milestones in your music career that have impacted you personally?
Well, obviously the DJ competition was the first one. Besides that, I think when I got booked to play for the first time in Mexico, I went international, which was really fun. And then when I played in San Diego at the waterfront, super iconic venue, that was so incredible. And that was my first like out of state festival that I played. It was so much fun. It was Shipwrecks Fest.
Yeah.
And then I also played last year. I played Splash House in Palm Springs, and the year before I went to Splash House, and I had so much fun. It's like definitely one of my favorite festivals, and I was like, oh my god, I want to play this festival so bad. And I wasn't even planning on going last year. I just had so much going on, and then I got asked to play, and I think I was like out of town the week before, so I literally like came back, like prepped my set and like planned the trip and then went. So
You're like,
that was super, super huge. Yeah, literally, I think it was like a week before that they asked me and I was like, oh my God, yes, but like I need to like figure this out. So yeah, that was definitely one of my favorites. And then Decadence this year, just with like, you know, playing my own music, brand new visuals, like that was so fun. And festivals are definitely where I want to be. I love playing at festivals, like the big stage, the big crowd. You know, that's definitely my vibe. I love club sets too, but festivals are just like, you know, there's nothing like them. So I definitely hope to keep, you know, the wheels spinning there.
imagine if they do like those sweat room warehouse raves. Is that what they called? Is that what they're called?
Sweat room?
Yeah. No, wait, what are they?
You mean like boiler room?
Boiler room, thank you. Yes. I don't know why I started thinking about Boiler World.
It basically turns into a sweat room when they do boiler room. Yeah,
Everyone
boiler room
starts doing
sets are a
cardio.
lot of fun.
They have a lot of
boiler
them
room
here in
sets are...
LA. They did a drum and bass one, and then another one that was like rhythm, and that was like, imagine if they started doing
Oh
that.
my God. Yeah, I bet that got sweaty.
It was really sweaty.
I do love drum and bass. I remember when I first started listening to EDM, I would hear drum and bass and it would freak me out. I would be like, oh, this is so bad. And now I love it. So it's crazy how your style can evolve over time.
Yeah, don't tell my friend. I never really liked drum and bass, but now I'm starting to kind of like it.
It's fun. It's fun.
It can be fun. Some of them, but don't tell my friend. Um,
Okay.
Speaking about, you know, like likes of music, festivals. How long have you been raving for? How long have you been going to festivals? What is your favorite festival? And what is your dream festival to play at?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So my first ever like EDM event was Zed. He played, I don't even remember where, somewhere. I was in college. I was like 19, I think. So it was 10 years ago. That was my first ever. But then Mad Decent Block Party, where when Zed's Dead played, when I fell in love with their Eyes on Fire remix, that's like the first like thing I went, like festival, I guess,
That
I
was
went
on
to.
Mill, right?
No, I think it was at Rawhide.
Oh, Rawhide. I don't know if I
Yeah,
was
they did
there
have some
then.
events on Mill, but that was the Mad Decent Block Party was at Rawhide.
Ooh.
It was my first time at Rawhide. R.I.P. Rawhide. We miss
R.I.P.
you.
Rawhide for sure. We had a good
um,
time there.
yeah. Some of my favorite festivals, Gold Rush is probably my favorite Arizona festival. I just think it's a lot of fun, and um, the lineup's always amazing. EDC is one of the best, best festival for like the craziest production. Their stages are nuts.
Massive.
That's probably top of my bucket list to play is EDC. I would cry with happy tears if I got booked for EDC. And then Friendship, Destructo puts on this
Ooh.
festival cruise called Friendship, and this next year will be my 4th year, so I'm graduating. They do like a ceremony for people to do 4 years. So this will be my 4th year doing it, and it's a lot of fun. You're on a cruise ship for 5 days, with like a bunch of artists that are booked to play the festival, and you just get to hang out with everyone. And uh, the first 2 years that I did it, it went to Bahamas, and the last year we went to Belize. So you
Ooh.
also get to go to some like tropical island in the middle of nowhere, and it's just so much fun. I would love to play Friendship. I would definitely not say no to that. And that and EDC are probably my favorite festivals. Oh, and Nocturnal Wonderland. That's another one that I
Ooh.
did that one for like 5 or 6 years in a row, and it's just there's nothing like that festival either. It's so much fun.
Awesome. Well, that'd be so cool. I'm gonna calling all representatives of Friendship to get DJ Peachy Keen on the lineup. We're gonna start a
Yes, I'm
petition.
manifesting it.
You gotta send it out into
Manifest.
the universe. Today is the lunar eclipse. The
Yeah, the
one
solar
of the
eclipse was like this
eclipses.
afternoon.
I'm gonna take out my rocks that were charged and put them out
There
there
you
for
go.
you.
I appreciate it. Yay,
Yeah.
that would be crazy. And if I get booked, I have you to thank.
There you go. Manifesting the friendship cruise vibes. Um, let's bring it back a couple of years. And let's reflect on the Arizona Gold Rush DJ competition. Can you share your experience of participating in and ultimately winning the Arizona Gold Rush DJs competition? How did winning the competition impact your career?
Oh my God, I don't even know if I would be DJ if I didn't win that competition because, like I said earlier, I had a lot of like, doubt in myself because I mean, there's a lot of DJs. Like everyone's a DJ now. I feels like
Yeah.
so. I mean, you have to stand out and you have to do something different, or you have to create some sort of different vibe or different experience for people. Otherwise, you're just gonna kind of blend in with everybody else. So I think it was a couple months before that I played my first set at the Montauk, which is where I used to bartend. It was just like for fun. I don't even think I had a DJ name then, or maybe I had just came up with Peachy Keen. And then I was just kind of doing it for fun. And then I submitted a mix for the competition because I was like, why not? I'm mixing anyways, so let's just make a mix with all my favorite songs, and even some of those songs I still play today. So my style hasn't skewed too much. I've always kind of been bass house. But the competition was a lot of fun. I got to meet a ton of other really talented local DJs who most of them are still playing shows now. So I built friendships that have lasted, what is it, 3, 4 years now.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that's really awesome about the DJ scene is everybody is like so supportive and uplifting. Like when I started producing, obviously I had no idea what I was doing, and there were so many other local DJs that were like, "Want to come over? Like I'll show you this. Like if you have any questions, like let me know." So I don't know, like I'm like getting goosebumps thinking about it. Everybody's so supportive, and like there's room for everybody. So it's like if it's there's no competition. Like it's like there's room for everybody. If you want to play a show, then you know, you can do it. You just have to work towards it. So I think I got off topic, but
no, like totally on topic.
but
Speaking
yeah,
about your name, how did you come up with Peachy Keen? Where does Peachy Keen come from?
so when I was thinking of DJ names, I was just, you know, random things would come to mind and I would just put them in my notes, and then like, you know, I would go through it every couple of days and take stuff out and add stuff. And the two that it came down to were Peachy Keen and Sinistral. And Sinistral means to the left, and I'm left-handed, and so I thought that was cool. It's kind of like Sinistral is kind of like a dark, mysterious kind of like vibe, and so I was like, okay, there's that. Or there's like Peachy Keen, which is like totally opposite. It's like fun, bubbly, flirty, like bright.
That's so you though.
So I was like, what vibe do I want to go? And at that time, I was still like super into bass music. So that's when I was like, oh, Sinistral, like whatever. But then I don't know how I even ended up with Peachy Keen. It's an old saying from the 80s. It means like all is good, like everything's cool. So
everything's peachy.
Yeah. Everything's peachy. Stay peachy. So, and I thought that there's so much more that can go off of it too, because it's like, oh.
1 hour later.
Okay, so peachy. We gotta stay peachy. That's the advice for everybody that Miss DJ Peachy Keen has. Stay peachy.
Yes.
Peachy vibes. When it comes to your music, what's the creative process like? How do you choose, like, we know you're bass house enthusiast, but how does a song come into fruition? What's the process like?
Oh, honestly, it's kind of almost different every time. I have a template now, so basically I'll usually start with some sort of a reference track, like a song that really inspires me, or a song that I can't get out of my head, or something that something that I'm like, oh, I want to create something similar to this. And then I usually just start off by, building out the drums, and then you kind of go into like a bass line, then maybe add a vocal and start adding effects, and then you kind of lay the track out with the sounds that you put in. I start with just like 16 bar loop, and I build that out kind of like as like what the drop would be, and then I use that to fill in the rest of the song. I know some people start at the beginning of the song and build it that way. Some people start with like a vocal idea, so it kind of just depends. I've had tracks where like I have a vocal and then I kind of build off of that, but normally I'll start with drums. I feel like that's kind of like the base of the song, and then go from there. So
a little insight into the process of the music making. I love it.
And like honestly, like I've learned a lot from like my friends, other artists, and YouTube. YouTube has answers to like everything. So if you're an aspiring producer and you don't really know where to start, I would just go to YouTube and kind of start there.
The University of YouTube never fails.
Never disappoints. Yeah, because it can be really overwhelming. Like I've had Ableton, I think since 2021. Like when I started DJing, I was like, oh, I'm going to get Ableton because I'm going to be a producer too. And I just started making music last year. So I know how overwhelming it can be. And you just have to make time and just every day. You got to do it every day.
Yeah, I got to make it into a habit. Okay, so we did ask our audience, what questions do they want to ask you? They're mostly off topic. So they're fun little off topic questions. So I'm gonna pick 2. Go ahead and choose a number from 1 to 15.
Me?
Yeah.
2.
Okay. What's the most memorable concert or music festival you've ever attended as a performer or spectator?
That's so hard because I'm like I've had so much fun at all of them, and I'm so indecisive. Okay, can I pick two?
Yeah.
I would probably say Decadence this year, just because my performance was so much fun and so many of my friends were there. My mom was there. She actually had
Aw.
like a neon sign that she was holding up. I'm gonna actually, I have a Decadence recap video that I haven't posted yet. I'm gonna post it. And she's in the video like holding up the sign.
That's so
And
cute.
then probably Friendship this year. I think my friends and I had a group of like 6 cabins of people. There was like 12 of us on this rave cruise to Belize. Like it was so much fun. So probably those two.
Nice. The one that I chose, number 10. What's
Okay.
your favorite childhood memory related to music or performing?
Ooh. Probably when I was on the dance drill team in high school, we would perform at the halftime shows for the football team and the basketball team. And I don't know, that was so much fun. There would be some games where it's like pouring rain and we're just like stomping and sloshing around in the mud and like rolling around with our pom poms, and like it was just so much fun. I honestly miss it so much.
Aw, those are beautiful memories. I remember band and
Yeah,
being in color guard and stuff. That was so much fun.
yeah, I was in band in middle school too.
I love band. People think band is easy. It is not. It is not
Oh, it's
easy.
not easy. No,
No.
you have to have like some sort of a musical, talent base.
Yeah, and then doing like the whole football shows and learning all these steps and all this, and you gotta be you gotta
Or
be
you did like
fit.
marching band. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whole
Well,
thing.
I did color guard. I was there with
Okay.
the
Oh my gosh.
It was cool.
I need to see this. I need to see
I
this.
think I have a video somewhere out there. But I think that's probably where like all the flow art stuff came out from. So
Oh
who knows?
yeah.
Possibly.
See?
um, is there anything else you'd like to add or to share with your audience before we wrap up the interview?
Well, I have 2 shows coming up. Next weekend, I'm playing at Thundercat Lounge. I'm opening up for Lovra. She's a female house DJ producer from Germany. So
Ooh.
I'm really excited for that. And then the weekend after that, I have another show. It hasn't been announced yet, so I don't know if I can say, but I'm going to say it anyways. I'm playing at Bang Bang for the first time. And I'm playing like a little bit of a different set. It's gonna be a little bit more of like a minimal tech house set. That's kind of the vibe there. So I'm really excited for that. So yeah, those are my next 2 shows coming up in April, and then after that, I kind of start like my little mini spring tour. So be
Ooh.
on the lookout.
And how can fans stay updated on your latest releases and upcoming performances? Where do we go?
Instagram is where I post everything, so you can always just go there. All of my social medias are just at DJ Peachy Keen, but in my Instagram you can just like look through my posts, or I have a link tree that has the link to my upcoming shows and tickets and stuff like that. And then I also have merch that I'm hopefully going to roll out, but I've been slacking on that. I'm not really talented in that department. I'm just going to stick to making music. So once that comes into fruition, I will have that. So
Listen,
look out
if
for
you
that.
ever come out with them hockey jerseys, DJ Peachy King hockey jerseys, I'll take one.
That's a good idea.
Because I'm addicted to hockey jerseys. They're like,
Yeah, I'll look into that.
yes.
I
Alrighty
agree.
then.
That's a good idea.
Well, I really, really appreciate you coming on with us and taking the time to get to know you a little bit better. If anybody has any questions, you guys can always follow Miss DJ Peachy King on Instagram. Do you have any SoundCloud? Do you have
My SoundCloud's also at DJ Peachy Keen. Yeah, everything's at DJ Peachy Keen. I don't, like I said, I don't have any of my my music release, but I have mixes. And then one other thing I forgot to mention, I'm the new host for the Storytime Records mix series as well. So if you follow Storytime Records on Instagram or on SoundCloud, we're going to be releasing a mix every month with a featured artist that I choose. So I'm really excited for that. It's the second Wednesday of every month. So the first mix is going to be released this Wednesday.
Ooh.
You can stay tuned for that. And then eventually I'll release a mix on their mix series as well with some unreleased music. So yeah, that's another thing.
How exciting! I'm going to be posting all of this information down below, so make sure that you guys tap in, check out her socials. Always remember, you guys can follow us at thefestivalvoice.com. Read any articles, any photo albums, or really anything that you need. You can find at thefestivalvoice.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at The Festival Voice. Again, my name is Esmeralda. I'm with The Festival Voice, and this is Miss DJ Peachy Keen. Thank you so much for coming on, and we really can't wait to see you grow, and just kind of like go up from here. So we're really excited to see you level up.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. So thanks for having me.
Well, we'll be seeing you soon. And you guys, remember, stay safe out there. We love you.
Bye.
What you gonna do?
Yeah.